From the Southern Cross he came, with a vision and a name, and the canvas of a nation weighed it bare. With his palette and his plan, he would make his fatherland a masterpiece beyond all compare. He spoke of borders clean and pure, of lines that must be straight and sure, of colors that must not be mixed. He rallied crowds with fiery word, the mongrel shades must be interred, the true hue only can be fixed. He'd stand for hours on the square, his easel raised, his brushes bare, and paint the people row on row. They came in thousands just to see the portrait of their destiny, one color high, one color low. He wrote a book, My Struggle, wait, no, My Studio, of how he suffered for his art, of critics who would see him fall, of galleries that broke his heart. He'd cleanse the schools of foreign trash, the impressionists must feel the lash. No muddy browns, no Jewish blue, only the colors tried and true. He marched upon the parliament, not with guns but pigment sent, and demanded walls for his display. The people need my murals grand, my vision for this sunburned land. And the ministers gave him his way. He spoke of Lebensraum, no studio space, the room an artist needs to breathe, to stretch his canvas wide and long, and fill it with his native wreath. He had a symbol stark and bold, a rune of power, we were told. Two brushes crossed, or so it seemed, upon a field of ochre gleamed. He built a compound in the hills, where students came to learn his skills, and wear the uniform brown smocks. They drilled with easels shouldered high, and learned to paint the Aussie sky, and box with critics using rocks. The world began to take alarm, this painter had acquired such charm, such power o'er the common mind. He annexed first the galleries, then marched on the modernist beast, and left Cubism far behind. The Prime Minister came to call, and stood amazed before his wall, a panorama of the plain. You'll paint my portrait, he decreed, and all my cabinet agreed. You're the greatest in our domain. But then the papers ran a piece that made his public love decrease. A critic asked, but where's the art? He paints the same thing every time, that bloody mountain, that same climb. He's got no soul, he's got no heart. And so he took a darker turn, the brush strokes wild, the colors burn. He locked himself inside his room, and whispered of a final show, where all his works, both high and low, would hang in one tremendous tomb. He never painted people see, not faces, just the scenery, the bush, the rock, the endless red. His name was Albert Namatjira, and he was a Hermansburg Mission Aboriginal watercolorist who painted ghost gums in the 1950s and won the Queen's Coronation Medal. He was born in the Alice, not Austria. He painted trees, not tyranny. His struggle was getting decent watercolors in the middle of the bloody territory. So if you thought this song was rather sinister and felt your inner fascist start to stir. Congratulations, you're the problem. You heard Australian painter and thought Himmler, when it was just a bloke who really loved a ghost gum tree. He did share a first name with a certain German politician, but we thought that was funny. It was a different time, the 1950s, when Australia was also problematic, but in a different way. The point is, read a book. Read a book.